Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's very special album review. It was the second year running we've done this now. So Brett is going to give me a choice of 3 albums to listen to. I will choose one of them. I will then go off and listen to it, and then, well, in this very same video, you will hear what I thought of it. And Brett will talk about it as well. So Brett, you want to tell us what you've chosen for me?
Yeah, so for those who probably have seen our last video, we did this last year, or Lee, I don't know, you might put the link in the description or something for people to go and check it out. I tried to explain sort of my choice behind the albums I did last time, and one of the things I said was that I ruled out about doing best of albums or greatest hits albums because I want to do more sort of proper album. So for this one, I've actually gone for some best of albums on this one here. So these are albums I actually own, and I'm actually going to be showing them up on the screen. And not only do I actually own them, these are actually also albums where I bought them brand new as well. So normally in the past we've talked about albums or CDs I've generally bought years and years later or secondhand from like eBay or on Amazon and stuff. So these were actually brand new albums at the time, and they kind of fit in the same sort of genre as such. So they're kind of sort of 90s to early noughties. Okay. I'm not going to end up talking too much about the albums because I don't want to give too much away or influence Lee's decisions as well. But what I will say, I will mention sort of one standout track from each of them to maybe help Lee decide what to do. I've kind of already got in my head which one I think Lee is probably going to pick. I was going to put that in an envelope and reveal it, but you just have to trust. I know I'm not going to lie and say, oh, actually, that is what I thought Lee was going to pick, because it makes no interest. It makes no difference to me anyway. Okay. So the first one here, okay. Can you see it on the screen? Okay. So that is Crowded House, called Recurring Dream. So like I said, these are all best of albums. So this was released in 1996. And this is actually one of the first, so on the previous video, I talked about one of the first albums I brought, but this one probably was, but because it was the best of, I didn't include it in my list last time. So Crowded House are very sort of, it's what would be called sort of soft rock, easy listening to kind of music. It's definitely my go-to in terms of if I really need to chill out, is what I would listen to in regards to that one there. So the standout song for them is probably, someone so great, is probably Don't Dream It's Over. So I don't know if you're familiar. I'm not going to try and sing it in any way.
Hey now, don't dream it's over.
That's it, yeah. So if you do like that song, like I said, a lot of the songs here are very similar to that, really. So like I said, it's just a really nice, easy listening to album, that one. And yeah, definitely one of my all-time favorites there. Okay, so that's option number 1. Option number 2 is this one here. So this is the Lightning Seeds, Like You Do. Okay, so the best of the Lightning Seeds. So again, like Crowded House, and this is probably my go-to genre of music. So again, very easy listening to. I would say this is definitely more on the pop easy listening to. So a lot of adverts and TV programs will use a lot of their stuff, and you probably wouldn't realize it. And I think they are very underrated. Like I say, because a lot of the stuff you probably might end up listening to and go, oh, I kind of recognize. I've heard it on an advert. I've heard it on a TV thing, and not really realize it's the Lightning Seed. So their standout song really would be Three Lines on a Shirt, which was used for England during there. Again, it seems harsh to them because again, Badil and Skin and the comedians probably get more credit than the actual Lightning Seeds themselves. So again, very easy listening to pop music. So yeah, the standout song from that one is Three Lines. So if you enjoyed that one, again, I can't see why you wouldn't enjoy a lot of the other stuff on that one there. And then the third and final one is this one here. Mm-hmm. This is Gabrielle's Dreams Can Come True, Greatest Hits Volume 1. Now, I don't know if she actually did a Volume 2 of this one here. But again, I remember buying this one brand new, funny enough, for Christmas at the time. And again, someone who I think is very sort of underrated. It's one of those, until you go back and listen to her songs, you go, oh yeah, forgot about that one, or didn't realise, oh yeah, I forgot she did that as well. Because again, people probably think of maybe one or two of them. And then once you actually listen through, you go, oh, actually, she's actually had a lot of songs. And again, it comes under that sort of easily listening to music. So again, like the album cover type there, Dreams Can Come True, that's sort of the big main song that most people know that's on this album. You know, Dreams Can Come True. But I said there's a lot of other songs which she kind of gets forgotten about. So yeah, those are the three choices there. Okay, so you've got Crowded House, Recurring Dreams, which funny enough doesn't appear on the album there, The Lightning Seeds, or Gabrielle. So what are you going to pick?
Okay, I'm going to keep everyone in suspense. I've made my decision. It was an easy decision. I'm going to go through these first in order. So the first one was Crowded House. So when you showed it, I'd heard of them, didn't really know what they did, and then obviously you mentioned they did a hey now. So, and I don't mind that song. And I'm kind of started to become quite intrigued by it because, you know, you said it's all that kind of same sort of stuff, quite easy listening. So you kind of sold it to me in a way. The second one, Lightning Seeds, again, heard of them, don't know much about them, but what intrigued me about them, again, you sold it quite well. Okay, you told me about Three Lions, which I wouldn't have actually known. Again, Three Lions, I think of Badil and Skinner.
Yeah, that's what happened, yeah.
But I knew someone else was doing it. I kind of knew it was Lightning Seeds, but then kind of didn't put like two and two together. But then when you said as well, what intrigued me is that there's might be other stuff that I know on there, like from adverts and stuff. So that's quite intriguing. But as soon as you put Gabrielle up there, I was like, oh, I'm choosing Gabrielle because well, I like Dreams Can Come True. And what, again, you sold it, even you didn't actually have to sell it to me. I would have just chosen it anyway. But you said like there's a lot of forgotten songs on there. So I'm actually really intrigued because, as you say, there's probably going to be a number of songs on there, especially if it's her greatest hits. So hopefully it's going to be most of the songs I'm going to know and be like, wow, I've known this for years. So yeah, for me, it's an easy one. It's Gabrielle. I'm more into that style of music, I would say, that kind of, what would you describe it as? Like pop, soul pop, no, not soul, but like, you know, kind of like.
It's like, I think, yeah, it's like soul pop, easy listening to. Best way to sort of do it, really.
Sort of thing compared to the other two, I think. So is that the one you thought?
And that is the, yeah, it was indeed, yeah. But then I said I don't need to. I haven't changed my thoughts. I generally thought you were gonna pick that one, but I put those on there just in case. You never know, because you might have gone, actually listened to a lot of her stuff already. I might be intrigued by the others, but yeah, I thought you might pick that one, and it's a good choice. Well, I think there will be some.
Yeah, like you mentioned there, Dreams Can Come True, but I can't think off the top of my head any of her other songs. So I obviously know other songs of hers, so that's why I want to listen to the album and kind of, you know, be reintroduced to them, I suppose you could say.
Yeah,
so
and that's exactly what will happen.
Yeah.
That's exactly what will happen. You'll be, oh yeah, because when you think of Tommy, you think, oh yeah, I can't. And even some people maybe have not thought about Dreams as well. And actually, Dreams is probably one of my least favourites. Not to give any spoilers away over there. Probably when I listen to it again, I'll probably go, oh yeah, I actually put that high there. But so that's the thing you think of Gabrielle's songs. I'm sure I know it, but I can't think off the top of my head. And then once you listen, you go, oh yeah, that's also quite a good one. So yeah, we'll look forward to hear your views on what ones were your favourite ones.
Okay, so I'm going to go off and listen to the album, and I'll be back with we'll be back with you guys in a few seconds. Okay, so we've now listened to the album, Gabrielle, Dreams Can Come True, Greatest Hits Volume 1. So I suppose I better go first, as I'm like the guest. I'm going to say the guest reviewer, not guest reviewer. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're the one.
And plus, you picked it as well.
What's that?
And plus, you picked it as well, so that's normally the rule as well, isn't it?
Yeah, plus I picked it. So, okay, what did I think of it? I thought this album had Magic 105.4 written all over it. And you know what? It was funny as well because I'd already thought of that, and I was looking at Gabrielle. I don't know if it was on Wikipedia or somewhere. I saw a picture of her, and she had the background, like of Magic 105.4. Like when footballers get interviewed, they have like sponsors.
Yeah.
And it was like that. It was like a Magic 105.4 board behind her. So yeah, it's very much that style of music. So yeah, if you don't know, Magic, it's like a radio station where it plays kind of, how would you describe it? Sort of nice, easy to listen to kind of pop songs.
Yeah, very easy to listen to. Generally non-offensive, easy listening to, relaxing pop music, really. Yeah.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the album. It was great to listen to songs that I hadn't heard for so long. And I just describe it as, like really nice, harmless, and often uplifting music. And I can say, I'm a big fan of Gabrielle. Really, really liked the album. Some of the songs really stood out, which obviously we'll talk about shortly. But yeah, it's a great choice of album from you, Brett, because that I made the choice, but you put it there in front of me. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Brett, what about you?
Yeah, listen, I'm not surprised that you enjoyed it, and yeah, like I said, for me personally, again, like I said before, I think Gabrielle's sort of a little bit sort of underrated, and as I've always had a soft spot for like female singers. And what I really like about him, he's kind of said it before when you talk about Magic 105.4. It's nice in songs where and it's not going Chris and get other modern artists where normally there's some sort of drug reference, sex reference, violence reference, and I'm not trying to make us sound like we're prunes and stuff, but it's just nice where you don't have that sort of element. It is stuff from the heart. And I've got a little book here which obviously goes a little bit more about the songs and the meaning behind them, and I say it's just so nice and easy to listen to. There's not a song there that I don't like. I think probably like you when you first listen to it, you've got your standout ones, and they're the ones you really listen to. But I think if you were to listen to the album more often, you would then start to also, I think, appreciate a little bit of the songs that you're not sort of familiar with as well. But so what I've done with my sort of review here, I've sort of haven't done for a while, my letter grading of the songs. So like from A to C, based on some, but I should make it clear, I really like all the songs, but the grading is just based on the songs against themselves rather than in a general sense. Yeah, it's a really nice album to listen to. Has that little bit of variety to it as well. And I think as we go through the songs, we'll learn a bit more about them as well.
Yeah, I haven't done a grading system, but I could probably, off the top of my head, probably give you a top three.
Okay, yeah.
So let's go through the songs then. So the first one was Dreams, which is obviously a big hit. We all know it. And as soon as it came on, I just had like a big smile on my face. Like you did when you listened to the Mauritanian one, because it was just like, wow, I haven't heard this for quite a long time. Really uplifting, magical. I put just had that nice kind of, I don't know, that kind of nice aura to it, and it's just for me such a great song, great chorus, and yeah, as I said, it's been such a long time since I've heard it. So yeah, really like Dreams.
Yeah, I say it's a standout song. It's probably the song that probably what most people would probably know her for in some regards. Firstly, my grading, I've put it as sort of a B plus / B plus, and that's not take away anything away from the song. I just think in comparison to some of the other songs on the album, I do slightly prefer. Maybe because this does get maybe sort of overplayed sometimes. I don't know, but yeah, such a real good song. And she even wrote in her little book here. So she says here, did I think this was special when I wrote it? No, it was just another song in my little blue diary that I took to the studio one day, and the demo changed my life. And a lot of people used to think that this song was about relationships, but it's actually a reflection on her career, because she'd actually been trying to, become famous for a long time, and it turned out this was her song to do that. And then she talks about another song we come on to where it almost could have been like just a one-hit wonder. Was she ever going to have another hit? This was, the first one that producers sort of took on board, and that brought her to stardom, really. So, and as she said in the book, whatever happens, dreams can come true, just like I said.
Yeah, I'm probably going to rank this one second out of the whole album. Really good song, second place for me.
Yeah.
The second one then is Going Nowhere. When it came on, it sounded unfamiliar, and then sort of the chorus started to ring a bell. Thinking about it now, I can't remember if I did know it or didn't know it at all. If I knew it, I didn't know it well. I thought it was a bit of a come down from Dreams. Because Dreams got such a great start, such a classic song. It wasn't bad though. It felt very 90s. Whereas some of the other songs on there, even though a lot of them are from the 90s or maybe the early noughties, they don't feel quite as outdated as this one. Something about this that felt a bit outdated. I don't know. But the chorus was the best bit on this. It was okay.
Yeah, so we should say, so this album, like I know most great hits sometimes have weird orders they do stuff, but the nice thing about this one, this is in sort of chronological order. So the songs are in, so all this, these first few songs are her earlier stuff, and then the late stuff, and then what's actually meant to be her new stuff that hadn't been released at the end. So you're getting that feel there. And I agree with you saying it's sort of, once you've had Dreams, this is a sort of come down from it, but it's still a song I really do like. Obviously, I'll put it here as a C grade. Like I say, it's just in comparison to the other songs, and this one's actually about her relationship. And so a lot of people may have known that she had quite rough relationships in the past. So this is one of the songs that sort of bring that to light as well. And apparently her producer said that this is a risky second single to release, because they were worried that because the title was called Going Nowhere and it was about a relationship, that it was just going to come back to haunt and say that its new title could be like Gabrielle Going Nowhere about her career, which is weird to think. Why some producers may think like that, think just because of the title of the song, what it's about, suddenly it's going to make as if, oh no, they're going to make it about your career, that you had one big hit and now you're going nowhere. So it seems very strange, but as a result, it's only a C for me.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we had Because of You. So, really liking the start. Didn't recognize it. The singing style seems similar to Dreams. So the previous song that I was just talking about, that was a bit different. As I said, it kind of felt a bit outdated, very 90s. Whereas this one, it felt very similar to Dreams, almost like a sort of down-tempo version of Dreams with different lyrics. And I like this song. Didn't know it before. First time hearing it, at least I think it was. And definitely better than the previous song. Not as good as Dreams, but probably. But that's maybe because I'm more used to listening to Dreams, whereas this is something new. But it was along the same sort of lines. So good song, this one.
Yeah. So again, I put it as like a C stroke, C plus stroke, C B minus. Again, like I keep saying, just in comparison to other songs. So it's funny you say that about Dreams. So in the book here, where does it say here? Some thought it sounded like Dreams, which I denied at the time. After all these years, I can hear it now. The guitar thing is very similar, but I never set out to create a copy of my first hit record. It just has the same vibe. So
I was right.
Interesting you picked up as well, but she said she never noticed it until years later. And says it very simply, this is a tribute to my mum and my family. I know it's a bit cheesy, but it's because of them. It's the shape of who I am now. So again, just a nice sort of song.
Yeah. So next up we have Give Me a Little More Time. Sort of had a slow jazzy start. Sounds familiar, and then I knew it when the chorus came on. Quite a nice song. Very very easy listening. So just a nice song.
Yeah, so I put this as a B, that right sort of the middle side of things. I couldn't remember at the time if it was one I had known or was familiar with, but now because I've had this album, I forget which ones I probably would have known and stuff. She's putting here about one of the songs that took her the longest to write and produce, purely just on the basis that she was actually pregnant at the time. So it just took a lot longer there. And you might like this one here. There was an article done in the Smash Hits magazine, and there was two guys from Boyzone who said that they didn't like it. They said it sounded like something like Gladys Knight might do, but they didn't realize what a compliment that was to my song. She didn't say which two guys from Boyzone it was, but Boyzone in the Smash Hits at the time said they weren't a fan of it. But with their comments, it turned out it was a bit of a compliment to her. So there you go.
Okay, next one was Forget About the World version 1. I'm not sure where version 2 is. It's not on here. Might be on another album, if there is a version 2. And kind of rocky instrumentals right at the start before the lyrics. That kind of took me by surprise. Don't know the song. I felt like the instrumentals were playing a bigger role than the previous songs. Like they were quite at the forefront, whereas previously it's all about her singing, I guess, more. Almost sort of a bit more dramatic sounding, this song. Not as keen on this one, not really my sort of thing, but it was different, I'll give it that.
Yeah, so this is a really interesting one. So I've put it here as a C+ for me, but for some reason, whenever I've normally finished it, this is the one that normally ends up being stuck in my head for some reason, and I don't know why. And actually, it is an all right song, but that's it's got a sort of different vibe to it. Now, this one, interesting enough, is actually about a friend of hers who's actually gay, and she was having trouble talking to her family about it, and that her brother, this girl's brother and father, really was sort of taking it badly and can understand why or how she's got a girlfriend. And that's why you have the line of the chorus, like, forget about the world and worry about the girl. And she then feels that it was this song that sort of she didn't intend it to be, but became a bit of a sort of gay icon when people realized this was the meaning behind. She's got a bit of sort of a gay following from that, but it wasn't an intention for that to happen. It's just something she was talking about at the time. So when you put it all together, like I said, it's a real sort of powerful song, and even though it's a different vibe to a lot of the other good songs on the album, there's something still really unique about this one, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we had If You Ever with E17. So yeah, I know this one well. It's got a fairly good chorus, but it's not one of my favorites. I find it quite repetitive. If you ever, and all this same sort of stuff going on. So yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Average at best, I'd say.
Yeah, so when I first had it, this was the one I probably listened to the most. This was at the time my favorite song on the album. But maybe over time, yeah, I totally agree with some of your comments from there. So again, I've put it here, this current grading as a B. But I think maybe it depends what mood I'm in. It'd probably be higher, might be lower. Again, this is that her producers. She probably needs to find different producers and stuff. They said it wasn't a good idea for her to do a duet with E17 because it might ruin her credibility. It just so happens they were both in France at the time, and they won a TV program where they only did duets and cover songs, so they did one together, and they thought that idea, okay, so we should release a song together. And like I said, E17 were all over it, but Gabrielle and her producers weren't keen on it at all. They really didn't think it was going to work in any way. So obviously it did happen in the end, and I think it was a good hit at the time.
Yeah.
But maybe it's dated a little bit from there. And interesting enough, so she puts in here, it was really cool to do a duet with. I don't know whether I'll do another duet though, unless you could get me to be with, and I would say you wouldn't have a guess, but you probably wouldn't guess this. But she would ideally do another duet with David Gray. Everyone really, yeah. Which is another he is Mr. Magic 105.4 as well, really. I don't know if that surprised me or not. I like David Gray. It's obviously they're both very similar. You know, to do very just nice, listenable songs. It was really interesting. I'd say, out of everyone, yeah, David Gray. But obviously, he was a big hit at the time when this was released as well, I suppose.
I was going to ask, like, before you said that, has she actually done another duet with anyone? Because on the album she hasn't, and I can't think of any other songs where she's sung with someone else before. So is that the only ever one she's done?
Yeah, I have to probably look to see if that's definitely the case. I don't think so. Obviously, there's nothing, as you said, here on the album. And like I said, she said in here, like I said, I don't know if I would ever do another duet. I like to think, but I think maybe something more modern she may have done potentially. But we'll have to look that up and see. But as far as I know, no. But if she could, David Gray's her man.
Okay. Then we had If You Really Cared. Very slow start. It turned out to be a ballad. I don't know it. And I found it too laid back and quite boring. I could see why people would like it, but it's just not my type of song, and it was too long as well. So for me, one of the least favourite songs, if not the worst, what if not the worst song on the album, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going like I'm reacting badly to that. I have put it here like a C plus. So I have put it at the lower end of that. But again, I think over time, when this does come on, like I say it wasn't my favourite at the time, but I do enjoy when it does come on. Again, this talks about her relationships, and the bad things about it and stuff. And that song's like, If You Really Cared. I just hope people don't think I'm always a miserable cow talking about these sort of things from there. So yeah, it's one of the little bit longer ones. And as we get into some of the more what we recognise as her better songs, this one doesn't seem as good as that, but it is still a good, enjoyable song.
Okay, next one was Sunshine. So it's a well-known song. It's really good to hear it after so many years. It's another great uplifting song like Dreams. And I just love the build up to the chorus, and then it's like Away. It's just a great song. And I'm going to put this one in third place. It's up there with, like I said, with Dreams. It's like challenging for second and third place. It probably depends on my mood. Maybe sometimes I'd have this up in second, Dreams in third. I don't know, but if you say Sunshine and Dreams, yeah, second and third in some particular, I don't know, in an interchangeable order, perhaps. So yeah, I really like this song. Really, really good song. And like I say, good to hear it after what feels like so many years, and probably is so many years.
Maybe you could say they're like on level on points, really. Maybe it's just maybe goal difference or goal game in hand that might make the difference with that there. Yeah, I've put it here as an A, almost borderline to sort of A plus as well. Again, when it comes on, you just can't help and smile when it comes on. I don't think it gets played often enough. Just a really nice, easy to listen to tune. Gets you really kind of just it's an awful word. It's just nice, but that's what it generally is. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. And you put it here in the book. So it's a song to her son and mum. It had been a great period for me, and I just need to think about the positives. So you are the calm, I am the storm. So the same way that how they help her to get through everything that she's going to and stuff. And then she talks about a little story about when she goes over her son, he always asks why can't these people are always asking for signatures and autographs, why can't they ask their own mums for these, why they keep asking her for them, which is quite a nice thing there. But yeah, really, really nice, good song. You can't help but smile when it plays.
Then we had Rise. I'm like, wow, I haven't heard this for a long time. It's very well known, but for me, it doesn't have that effect that Sunshine and Dreams have. It's a different type of song. It's not the uplifting type of song. What I mean by that is, so I prefer more uplifting songs, even though the song lyrics are uplifting, about rising and stuff, and it's about, for a bad situation, but the music itself isn't uplifting, if you see what I mean. I don't know, like, I'm explaining that right. So yeah, it's good to hear it, as I said, after so many years. Good recognizable song, but not one of my favorites from her.
Yeah, this is interesting. So this is probably maybe to most people say her second popular song, most well known for. And I totally agree with you saying. I obviously really like it for everything that it stands for. I've put it here in my grade, B plus stroke A. Like I said, I think it's one of those. It's the lyrics and the meaning behind it that gives it that sort of real popularity. And again, she's always talking about a relationship, and this is where relationships come to a real end, and you know, showing on to other people in awful relationships to rise up and get past it. And there's light at the end of the tunnel and stuff. But yeah, I think with the tune, it just makes it that little bit sort of downbeat. And says hard because we're comparing it to some of the other songs we're going to be talking about. But you can't take anything away from the song. It is a really good song, just different to what we probably might enjoy. And this is actually Gabrielle's favourite song on the album.
Okay. You don't have quite the same taste then. Okay. Next one, When a Woman. So this one is uplifting. I know it well, but I haven't heard it for years. I prefer it to Rise, but still not on the same level as Sunshine or Dreams, but still overall a good song.
Yeah, so she puts it, this is a fun song. It's sort of a Motown sort of feel to it, and one that it's designed to, you know, when you're with your girlfriends, getting ready or driving the car to play and listen to. I've put it here as a C plus stroke B, maybe because I'm not a female and I'm not with my girlfriends listening to this something, but it is a fun Motown sounding song. But I said it's just other songs I do prefer. And again, it's just another good song to have on the album. And maybe it fits nicely to come after Rise, just a bit of a upbeat sort of element to it there, really.
Yeah, then we had Should I Stay? It's a very slow start. I think I know this, I'm waiting for the chorus. And then when the chorus did come on, didn't seem particularly familiar. So I don't think I did know it. I thought it was a bit boring, but at least, unlike the other song, the other slow song, If You Really Cared, it does build up and it does offer something, I suppose. So, yeah, I didn't particularly like this, but it wasn't as bad as the other one, If You Really Cared.
Yeah, so I actually grade this one A+. It's one of my favourite songs on the album. And I think maybe back when I first got it, it probably wouldn't have been. It maybe when I skipped past or didn't think too much into it, but it's really grown on me over time. And yeah, it's very similar to, like you said, If You Really Cared. Again, it's a very slow sort of emotional song, but as you said, it does get a bit, not upbeat, but it does, what's the words? It does progress, I would say, from there, really. So yeah, I really like it. This one, it also seems to stick in my head every time I sort of listen to it from there. And I said, it's got that deep meaning. And she says here, it's sometimes better off to be on your own than in a relationship that doesn't work. So like I said, common theme that goes through our songs there. But like for me, yeah, it's one of my favorites on the album.
Okay. Next up, we had Out of Reach. So it's been a while since I last heard this. It's a bit of a classic, let's be honest. Very different from Dreams and Sunshine in terms of, you know, the way the song goes. I believe it's from Bridget Jones's Diary. It's a good song overall, good solid song.
Yeah, it's and I'm probably going to say this is maybe her second/third most well-known song that she's known for. I put this in sort of the same with like Rise. It's a good song.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit slow, and I think it maybe gets overplayed more in comparison to some of her other songs. And as you said, there is from Bridget Jones' Diary. She was actually out on holiday. Her producer gave her the book to read and didn't say anything about it and said, "Oh, you should read this book, it's quite good." And then when he asked her if you finished reading it, what do you think of it? She went, "Yeah, I enjoyed it." Stuff. So he goes, "Okay, great. Would you like to do a soundtrack or write songs?" And then she couldn't sort of say no to it. So she felt she saw some similarities of her and Bridget Jones herself. I think maybe to do with the relationships not working and stuff. But yeah, I said a good solid song. I put it sort of as a B. Again, not taking away from it, but like I said, it's just with Rise, just that little bit slower. And there's other songs I prefer.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's definitely very much along the same lines as Rise. So the next one, Don't Need the Sun to Shine to Make Me Smile in brackets. So yeah, this is the song I was waiting for. Like when we went off air after we stopped filming, I did ask you to read through the list of songs, and as soon as you said this one, I knew this was my favorite song, but I hadn't heard it for so long, for so many years, and I couldn't remember it, even though I knew I liked it. So I'm so happy this was the second to last song, because the build up, the tension was like, if this had been like at the beginning, it would have been the best thing over and done with. And the rest of the album would have been a bit of a downer. So I was waiting for this for so long. Like, I almost even just went onto YouTube and just typed it and just wanted to listen to it, but I kind of managed not to. And I held out. And then when it came on, I was so looking forward to it, because I just couldn't remember exactly how it went, the chorus and stuff. And then when it came on, wow, it just didn't disappoint. Great song. I love the kind of sort of like low tempo sing, and then the build up to the chorus. And then not only that, sort of towards the end, it builds up even more, and then really hits like the climax with the chorus there. I mean, it's not only for me the best song on the album, it's one of my all-time favorite songs. I absolutely love this song. And I've since listened to this album, I must have listened to this song about 15 times on YouTube or something like that. I just keep put it on repeat. And it's I think it's a really underrated song. Like on YouTube, it hasn't actually had that many views, the official video on her channel. So yeah, I can't really speak any higher of it. It's just an amazing song. I don't know why I like it so much, but just love it. Absolutely love it.
What can I add? What can I possibly add to that? I don't think there's much to do there. So firstly, my grade for it, A+.
Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for me, it could be even A++. This could be my favorite song on the album as well. Funny enough, and this is where I talk about like Gabrielle being not underestimated, not fall back in the same regards, and always maybe if he does get played on radio, it's the usual Dreams, Out of Reach, Rise. This one I don't think gets played enough, and it probably shows with the YouTube views as well. I don't think people remember it so much. So funny enough, when this album was released, this was actually a brand new single. So you could only get this single at a time on this album. So she writes here, yeah, my new single. So at the time of writing, so it doesn't really qualify as one of my greatest hits. But obviously, Lee, you'll probably disagree. Go, it probably does. It came together at the same time as Out of Reach as it happened. She had the idea, she just hadn't done much, she hadn't sort of finished it off, and she then got pushed into finishing it, and she's glad that everybody liked it so much. So yeah, it just has everything for Gabrielle's song. It makes sure, having sort of powerful meaning, good lyrics, but it's that little bit more upbeat and just catchy, and just again a real powerful, nice, enjoyable song. Yeah, so it's up there as one of my favorites on the album as well.
Okay, and the last one then would be If I Walked Away. So a ballad to end things. I don't know the song. It's quite a nice song, to be fair. It has a really nice feel to it, and just a good end to the album. So I think if we compared this to, was it Should I Stay, was it, and the other kind of slow one, which I didn't like, this is definitely the better of the three. So yeah, good, nice ending.
Yeah, it's a real nice way to end the album. Again, it was a new song at the time, so it hadn't been released, so it was just for the album at the time. And again, I think normally back in the day, I was never really that bothered by the song, but it has grown me, and it is another one that always seems to stick in my head, generally because it's the last song on the album. But yeah, you could compare it to the other ones and put it up there. I put them all sort of on par, really, those sort of slow ones there. I've graded it here as a B. But again, I think there were other days where I could have graded it higher. Depends what mood I'm in to listen to it, if I enjoyed it. And maybe other times where I wouldn't grade it as high. But yeah, as you put here, really soulful ballads. Her band, normally she plays with, it's one of their favourite songs they enjoy playing with as well for some reason. Shouldn't say why, but yeah, nice ending to the album. Another good song for this whole album itself, really.
Yeah, I mean, to sum up, I really love listening to it. I actually enjoyed doing the album review as well, like going through each song. Yeah, an amazing album, and it's just really so nice to listen to songs I hadn't heard for so long that I knew that I liked. And I think the only bad news really is that you've sort of put the barrier very high for you in the future. Like in the next, you know, next year, the year after that, when we do these Christmas specials, like how are you gonna, you know, you're gonna have to reach the same limit. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, well, the album was okay, but wasn't as good as Gabrielle the previous year or the year before. You know what I mean? So you set a high standard there.
I'll take that. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. You never know what might be there. But I always knew. I put in my selection for the reason I said it was in that same genre of sort of music and stuff, and so I knew you were going to pick it. I knew you were going to like it. I said it wasn't the reason why I put it in my choices there. And they're going to say, and you might forget a little bit about Gabrielle. You never know. But yeah, the bar has been set, and maybe when we do a special of, you know, rating some of these specials in order, we'll see where potentially it could come.
Okay, guys, so thank you for watching. We've got some reaction videos coming out this week, and then we're going to be swapping roles. So I'm going to give Brett the choice of 3 albums to choose one of them, and we'll go ahead and listen to it. And that'll be out next week. So guys, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Goodbye.